Hey everyone, this is Richard from Truck Policy, and you're listening to the Road Report this week. A lot moved in the trucking this week, so let's break it down and get you caught up. Quiet on the freight side, but a few policy shifts and some equipment news kept folks talking. Rates held steady in most lanes, and we had some small bumps in the reefer sector. But the big stories this week were a push on broker transparency, a new round of emissions policy chatter that has small fleets on the edge, and some major OEM announcing fresh delays on 2026 engine deliveries. All three of these matter because they touch a driver's pay, operating costs, and long-term equipment choices. FreightWaves reports that a new coalition of fleet groups sent formal comments to FMCSA asking the agency to tighten enforcement on the existing broker disclosure rule. The filing says brokers are still refusing to show rate sheets and that carriers lose money when they can't verify the cut. FMCSA is reviewing feedback and hasn't committed to a timeline yet. Some brokers say they already follow the rule and that complaints are overblown, but owner-operators say it's still a daily fight. This matters because it shapes how much sunlight you get on your freight. I think the clearer rules help everyone keep their cool. Watch for FMCSA to signal whether a rulemaking step is coming early next year or not. Emission rules stir up again. Overdrive reports that several state regulators met with EPA staff this week to reveal how the next set of 2027 standards will align with state clean fleet rules. Nothing final came out, but small carriers worry combined pressure could raise equipment cost even more. Some states hinted they may delay enforcement if supply chains stay tight, while OEMs said they need stability to plan 2027 engines. This matters because every added cost eventually hits the person behind the wheel. Folks just want a rulebook that stays put long enough to plan around. Watch for the EPA to put out clarifying guidance before springtime. Let's talk about some engine delays. Across the board, OEM engine delays widen. Transport Topics reports that one major truck maker told dealers to expect limited availability on certain 2026 diesel engines due to parts shortages and software validation. Fleet prices could stay firm because of it. Dealers say they're trying to move customers into alternative specs, though that isn't always a good fit for specialized hauls. This matters because timing your next truck just got trickier. Don't assume your build date is solid until you see it in writing. Watch for updated production schedules after the new year. The quick news round here. Fuel prices dipped in most regions. FreightWaves reports that diesel slipped a few cents as refinery output improved. That gave regional haulers some breathing room. Keep an eye on Gulf Coast inventory numbers next week. Spot rates flatten. DAT reports that early December slowdown showed up right on time, with dry van and flatbed mostly sideways. That's normal for this part of the year. The key is whether a late holiday bump appears next week or not. Freight demand soft but steady. Trucking Dive reports that shipping volumes didn't move much and warehouses are working through old inventory. Stable freight means no big surprises for drivers. Look for holiday retail data to hit at January freight. Driver pay survey shift. Overdrive reports that many small fleets plan only modest pay raises next year. It reflects cautious hiring. Drivers may want to compare bonus structures as they change. Watch for updated survey numbers after the holidays. Cold weather shutdown hit the Midwest last week. Lane Line reports that several terminals paused operations during a heavy freeze run. They can tighten capacity fast. Keep listening for DOT updates as storms build. On the recall front, NHTSA listing shows a small recall for brake hose fittings on certain 2024 trailers. Dealers will replace parts at no cost. It's worth checking your VIN. Expect more notices as winter inspection cycles ramp up. The safety stop this week. Insurance and safety come up again around winter prep. With storms already hitting the northern states, the simplest thing drivers can do is check tire pressure every morning. Clean sensors on collision avoidance systems and keep a spare set of gloves and traction gear in the side box. Small steps prevent big claims. On the driver's front this week, they had plenty to say. One driver over on Our Trucker said he waited 3 hours for a load that wasn't even ready. I know that kind of wait can ruin a whole day. A Facebook group driver talked about running his first winter in Montana and learning fast about icy grades. Nothing teaches like the first week in the hills. Over on TikTok, a hauler joked that he now carries 2 coffee thermoses because truck stop coffee lines are too long in the mornings. That's advanced planning, if you ask me. Another Our Truckers post had a team driver saying freight slow, but miles are steady to pay the bills. Steady is never a bad timing right now. Keep it up out there, guys. So here's the final mile. Diesel averaged a small drop this week. The simple takeaway is that the quieter marker still has plenty of moving parts, and staying patient helps more than anything out there. That's the final mile. Thanks for riding along with the Road Report. Stay safe out there and happy holidays.